Hello, and welcome back to Fit Fed Feeling Good, or welcome to Fit Fed Feeling Good. If this is the first time you are joining us, happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining in this conversation. This is the podcast where we talk all things fitness, food, and feeling good, mostly. And today I'm going to be talking about times that we feel, quote unquote, we're in the weeds. What does in the weeds mean? It just means maybe your to-do list feels like a snowball that it's kind of slowly growing, or maybe you are behind on a work project, or maybe it is literally the time the holidays are coming up, which is such a blessing. But sometimes those times give us a little bit more to do, or your house hasn't been cleaned in a week or so, and you feel, how am I going to find time to do that? So I just wanted to bring that topic to the forefront because that is where I'm feeling right now. And one, I wanted to just be vulnerable and share about that because I think many of us do feel that we're in the weeds at times. And I first learned that phrase when I was a waitress or a server at a restaurant. And I remember it was always, I'm so in the weeds. I'm so in the weeds because you had a ton of tables and you couldn't get to treat them as well as you would like. So I am going to bring that in the weeds into my life right now with my to-do list. So let's get into the meat of just why I'm in the weeds and what are some strategies I can use to help. So I feel I like to plan, and I know I've talked about this before. I'm not the most organized person. I try to listen to all the planning podcasts or the planning productivity podcasts, and they are very helpful. And I use them when I'm cleaning or when I'm doing laundry or dishes or just some household chores that really don't need that 100% attention. And I get a lot of useful information when I hear those, and I am so grateful that they are out there. But I need to get better at just about staying organized. My mail pile is a mess right now. My planner looks like a mess right now because I am taking some of my to-do tasks and I'm already seeing them move to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. So that's kind of where I am in the weeds right now. And my overall energy tank, I feel, is smaller than it used to be. So that is one big aha moment or revelation that I've noticed about myself is at nighttime or at the end of the day, I almost get to zero energy. If someone was even to call me maybe 9 p.m., 10 p.m., my eyes are closing. I don't have good attention span. I'm not going to give them the best attention they deserve. So usually it's, hey, can I call you in the morning? I'm about to crawl into bed. So I've recognized that I have the biggest energy tank first thing in the morning. So that is when I've noticed I'm most productive. I feel I execute that production better. There's better output or outcomes. So sometimes if I push some of my to-do list to the next day, I really do try to get up, get my morning, obviously, routine done, but then get to that to-do list if it's a day I'm not working. So get that done. The second thing I've noticed is this was a tip from my friend a long, long time ago, and it's been really helpful for me. Now, I know some people say, don't use this type of strategy. It's not helpful. But for me, because I feel I am a give a mouse a cookie situation where I get started on one thing and I think, shoot, I need to go do this other thing. But it is to set your alarm for the certain amount of time and you're only focusing on that. So just even right now, I was pushing recording this episode. So it's been on my planner for some time. And I've pushed it to the next day. I've pushed it to the next day. So my next task that I have right now is coming up in 40 minutes. And I was just doing some fill-in activities, doing some dishes, loading the washing machine. But then I thought, wait, I have 40 minutes. My episodes have been about 10, 15 minutes. Why don't I set that timer for when I need to get ready for my next appointment? And I'm just going to record this. So that was really helpful, that strategy, because I've got my timer set. It's going to go off as an alarm and I'll know I need a hard stop at that time. So I do use that strategy a lot too, where if I have a chunk of time, in my planner or a time block, I'll set the alarm and I'll pick a task or two that I know I can get done in that time frame. So that is another strategy. And then the third one I wanted to talk about, this one is more of the feel good strategy of this episode, Fit, Fed, Feeling Good, is to keep a journal of these times in your life, because I have felt this before. I have felt, oh, my to-do list looks like a mess. And a side note, I feel very lucky that I have a big to-do list. I feel very lucky that I'm busy. I'd much rather that than the other. So I do feel very, very lucky about that. But I need to go back, write about this, how I felt a little overwhelmed or a little bit in the weeds, as I was saying, and see how I got out of it. Maybe I'm going to write about this and I'm going to say, I use the timer strategy. I use the time block strategy. I did the morning productivity because of my energy tank is getting small. I mean, in the morning, I feel 100%. I'm ready to go. I can probably tackle a lot in the morning, but the evening, forget about it. I literally feel so tired. So that's just one thing I wanted to come on and share with you, that there are times that we're going to feel in the weeds, that we're going to feel in the overwhelm. I am not a doctor or a counselor, and I can't advise on specific science or anything like that. I'm just talking from personal experience that I feel sometimes a little bit overwhelmed, and I need to take a breath, go back and read that journal that I did get through that time. It passed. It was not the end. There was something, on the other side. There's that silver lining, and just need to take a pause, take a deep breath, and maybe the strategy of planning out the week, and maybe just pushing some of those to-do lists to the next day. And if it gets to another next day, you tell yourself, it's okay. Obviously, if you have appointments or deadlines that need to get done, you need to work through that energy tank. One little cute story was Carrie and I on Redesigning Health and Home. We would love for you to check out that show. If you can rate it too, that would be amazing. But we were working on this Thanksgiving, or I should say holiday food episode. And she put together this amazing digital cookbook. And I was working on this graphic to post on our socials. And wow, it was a lot of hard work, but we felt like $1 million after, because it came together so beautifully. But there was one night, it was the night before we were wanting to post it. I just said, you know what? I'm going to have it to you by 10 p.m. And I was getting tired, but I just said, you know what? It's a deadline. You need to push through. And I did, and it worked out. But so there's going to be days like that where you do need to push through and maybe borrow some energy, maybe from tomorrow's energy tank, if you can, or maybe plan in a 15-minute nap the next day, if that is a luxury you're able to have. But today, I just want to come on and say there are times that I am in the weeds. If you've ever felt that, I wanted to let you know that I do too. And I know I can get through it. I'm going to just kind of keep on plugging along, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks for tuning in to Fit Fed Feeling Good. If you have a second to give the show that 5-star rating, if you're enjoying hearing me in your ears, thanks for listening. I appreciate it, and I will see you next Wednesday.